Hey people, so I was being a bit too hasty / confusing in the last video, so I'm just gonna explain a bit of the last part a bit better. Yeah, we got the same basic setup, so we got a rotor with an arm on it, and I want to connect that via a piston. I have two turning points since the piston can't be rigidly attached. It can, but then it won't work. And yeah, so a piston between these two is the desired goal. First off, we are gonna notice that, as I explained in the last video, rotors are offset. They are offset by about 41 centimeters, and that adds up. So we got a 41 centimeter offset here, 41.6, and a 41.6 centimeter offset here, giving us a total of 83 centimeters. And the rotor down here is only offset by the 40 or so we will have to compensate for that a bit. So yeah, first off we are gonna delete this here rotor part, and then we're gonna make a piston. So I'm gonna use conveyors, but you can use anything really. Conveyors you just need, especially if you happen to go by something where there's not enough space for a block. Right, so they're placed. Now we need a rotor part on this end so we can connect it to the rotor. So I'm going to move this one up to this. I think I'm going to name them all. So we got rotor, just call it 1, 2, 3, and place them on the HUD. So we got rotor 3 up there, so I'm going to move that up a bit. Just velocity. That seems about right. So we got noticed we started out at an angle of 360 degrees before out here when we were in the horizontal position. Now I can place my rotor part here. So this is going to be offset. Basically the rotor part is going to be inside this, and that may work but not necessarily. So what I'm going to do is I want an offset. I think we can narrow this down a bit. So I'm going to reduce this from its 41 to about 20 and extend this by about 20. Then everything should fit somewhat. And they were called rotor 2 and rotor 3, and it's number 3. We want to indent a bit. And so we're going to take it down to minus 20. And rotor 2 we wanted to put out, so we're going to take that to plus 20, which is the max. Now this should fit bit better. Yeah. Now I'm going to move this rotor down again, so we're going to rotate rotor 3 down to 360 degrees. There we go. Yes, it is aligned and it looks good. So now I'm going to attach rotor 1 to the rotor part. And we do that by going into rotor 1 and clicking attach. We can see by getting the detach button here that it is in fact attached, and the angle it changes a bit. So now everything should be hooked up, and since we indented by 20 centimeters, we still got a bit of space. Even though it's offset by 41 centimeters, if you indent it by the full 40 centimeters, they will seem to impact. It's a bit paradoxical. Yeah. Anyhow, that is basically it. Now we can go in and remove power from the rotors. So we remove the braking torque. We can take the piston and put a bit of speed on it. And there we go. It's extending and moving the thing, and it will angle as it goes, so it won't get into trouble, I think. Yeah, that goes. Anyhow, that is it. I hope that was informative, and yeah, thank you for watching and see ya.